Hello again, Guyana, and welcome to another edition of West Side Story. We've been gone for a bit, of course, but we're back. It's always good to take a break every now and again and recuperate and regroup. What happens here in the region is that every time there are projects on stream, we need to take a break so that those projects can, in a sense, build and progress, so that we won't only be showing you construction and foundation works all the time, but we're showing you finished products. And today we're going to show you a finished product. Some months ago, I think it would have been late 2017, West Side Story came into the community and we give you an entire program on the construction of this building here, which is the regional office, the regional education building here on Region 3. And we showed you those efforts and those works. Today we are proud to show you the completion. Even though it's not yet commissioned, West Side Story is proud to be one of the first media entities to come here and show you what the finished product is. And we'll do more than that. We'll also be talking to the REO. He is obviously the Regional Executive Officer, Mr. Dennis Jaikaran. He'll be stopping by West Side Story a little later on, and he'll tell you all about what has happened with the building, how useful it is to the region, and so on. We'll also be talking to the Regional Education Officer too. She'll be giving you much more information than we have at this point, and again she'll tell you how useful this building is to the education sector. And I must take this opportunity to also remind you that these projects, buildings like these and so on, has to do with that good life that the current administration, the APNU AFC government, has promised. Not only promised, and for more than 3 years, a little more than 3 years in office, they have been providing that good life for all Guyanese. So again, here on West Side Story, you will get to see how they continue to provide that good life, beginning this program with focus on the education sector for this region. Again, I am Malika Ramsey. Stay with us as we bring you much more. Thanks for staying with us here on West Side Story. We introduced the program this week on the outside where it was bright and sunny, but of course this is Guyana, so you know what happens May, June, so it's raining now, so we're on the inside. But in a sense, that's a good thing because you got an idea of what the outside of the new building looks like. Now we're on the inside, so you're getting an inside of what a very small part of it looks like on the inside. And it's my pleasure. I have a full house right now. I'm going to begin with the DREO. Of course, she's the Deputy Regional Executive Officer, Ms. Jennifer Ferreira. Of course, she's no stranger to West Side Story either. Mr. Dennis Jaikaran, who is the REO, Regional Executive Officer. And it's my pleasure to welcome to West Side Story for the first time, Ms. Anesta Douglas. She is the Regional Education Officer. Welcome to West Side Story. Let's get right into it because viewers, I must admit, I had to pull them out of a meeting, so their schedules are very, very busy. But let's get right into it. How beneficial is this building, Madam Douglas, to the region and especially as it relates to the education sector?
Thank you very much for having me on West Side Stories today. I'm very pleased to share with you my honest opinion on the benefits that we have been gaining by occupying this building. I would just like to reflect in 2009, our building was destroyed by fire, but today we are in this sparkling new building. This building housed the Regional Education Officer's office along with that of DEOs, schools, welfare officers, guidance and counseling officers, a section for the accounts department, for the personnel department. Everybody is in their separate department, very, very conducive towards work, and the atmosphere is very warm, and so we don't have anything much to complain about. It is very inspiring to be over here because in many of the offices there it's AC, air conditioned, and so there is not a need for us to be perspiring exclusively, and it's very warm. When visitors come, they can be properly housed in our waiting area, and so persons are really inspired to work in this new building.
All right. Well, we're happy that you're comfortable, and I know the government of Guyana is certainly happy. I am going to allow you to get back to your meeting now, and thank you so very much for talking with us.
But before I go, I'd like to say thanks to the government of Guyana for affording us this building in the 2016 capital allocation. We sincerely appreciate it. Thank you.
On their behalf, at this point, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Well, I know what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the gentleman for last. I know he doesn't mind because females must come first, as you know. I am always pro-female first, so we're going to talk to the Deputy Regional Executive Officer now, Miss Jennifer Ferreira. Let's talk, ma'am. And I still like to call her the new kid on the block, because to me, in my eyes, she's still relatively new. Let's talk about the building and not only this DRU, but some of the transformations that you would have seen in this region, especially regarding the education sector.
Thank you again, Malika. Good morning, Region 3, and it's a pleasure to be on this program again. I was here, actually March the 18th was a year. I'm here a year and a couple months, and I've seen so much transformation in the region, the roads, the trenches, this building, you can say, as the Redo just said, that how comfortable they are. They are indeed comfortable, and you can see the color of the building is the color that we are going with. And this government has offered, they say to the people of Guyana that they will have a good life, and I have seen that good life since I'm here, and I know that we will have a better life. We will continue, and we will take another term, and in that other term we will have a better life for all, because the government of Guyana is not only for the APNU AFC, it's for all the people of Guyana. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And again, she's emphasizing the fact that that good life that would have been promised is actually being realized. And now we're going to talk to the man of the moment. He is the Regional Executive Officer, Mr. Dennis Jaikaran. Welcome back to West Side Story, sir.
Thank you very much, Malika. And I guess you want me to speak on issues across this region.
But even before you go to the issues, viewers, even though we're talking about the new building, it has not yet been officially commissioned. Are you in a position to say when that it's expected to be done?
Yes, let me answer the question by saying that during Education Month, there would be a number of facilities, including this one here, that we are going to be formally launched in this region. So again, like Redo, like DREO, it gives us this very opportunity to be able to deliver education to where we want it to be delivered in this region. So this here, as the office responsible for delivery, we are going to ensure. Apart from that, Malika, I must say to you that in this compound we also have a storage facility that would help us to be able to store our juice and our biscuits and what have you. And in addition to that, that same storage facility would be able to have with us store our exercise books and textbooks in transit for our schools across this region.
I like to emphasize how the people will benefit, and you talked about juice and biscuits. The people who are, in a sense, strange to what happens in terms of the education sector. I just like you to emphasize that the juice and the biscuits, these are all things that go to our children.
These are all things that would go to our children at the nursery and primary schools, and I spoke with Redo up to this morning, and she indicated to me that all is well with the distribution of juice and biscuit, as well as exercise book and textbooks, because the arrangements are in place. We are working towards ensuring that at every term there's an improvement in what we would have done the term before. What is going to assist us very good in this region is the facilities we now have. Additionally, what we would have done, we would have put in place a generator and a generator room. So whenever there is that failure by GPL, we have the backup facility, so to speak, that would enable us to carry on our work. So basically, that is what is happening with education at this location. Across this region, we are now doing both capital and recurrent work to nursery, primary, and secondary schools. Some of the major works would be done during the August vacation. But let me make point about this. One is that the Wales Primary School that was listed for work to be done in August. We had a meeting with the PTA and the staff, and there would have been an agreement for us to be able to bring up that project. So sometime this week, the engineers are going to be there and to be able to do what is known as the bill of quantities, so that we can be able to bring some level of relief to the school at Wales. Other schools will be done during the holiday, the August vacation, so to speak, and those are listed there. Redo would have indicated at her head teachers meeting, both at the nursery, primary, secondary level, what are the schools to be done. So head teachers, parent teachers, all are aware of what is to be done in terms of that. And I spoke to the issue about delivery of biscuits and juice and exercise and textbook that is going across this region. We are comfortable with that, and we are going to improve on our distribution system. We are working towards that, and we are going to get there the way we want to get there.
So it's not a case where you're just going ahead and you're getting input from the residents, especially parents, as it relates to the students and so on.
Yes, basically that kind of support is there through the PTA. The Department of Education is working to build strong PTAs across this region, school boards and what have you, so that we can have that kind of partnership, so that delivery of education becomes easier for us in this region.
Thank you so very much, Mr. Dennis Jaikaran. And thank you very much, ladies, again, for being here on West Side Story. Of course, viewers, stay with us. We have much more for you on this week's edition of West Side Story. Thanks for staying with us here on West Side Story. Now we're at the drainage canal for the Tushin Zealot area. What I'm going to do is give, of course, you met Ario, the Regional Executive Officer, Mr. Dennis Jaikaran. You met him earlier in the program. I'm going to give him an opportunity to talk to you about this drainage canal here. So now you'll hear from Mr. Dennis Jaikaran, and of course I will be back right here with you on West Side Story.
We are at this canal between Zealot and Tushin. But let me say to you that this canal serves as the main drainage canal between the Tushin and the Zealot housing schemes. Over the past maybe 15, 16 years, based on reports you would have received, that this canal had was not clean, and therefore what we are doing now is to bring to the satisfaction of the people in both Zealot and Tushin some level of relief. We have checked it there after we would have done it, and we would have found out based on the resources and the persons there that they are not encountering the level of floods that they used to before the cleaning of this canal. So this canal is serving its purpose in terms of the cleaning would have been done. We would continue, and based on our 2018 program under drainage and irrigation and land development, very many more canals would be cleaned in an effort to have our community well drained and at all times being accessible to persons. So basically this canal serves both Tushin and Zealot, and so this is what we are doing for the people in region number 3.
And here we are again on West Side Story. Of course, this is our final piece on West Side Story for today. But even before I wrap up, I am at a road here at Denham still. And again, I will let the Mr. Dennis Jaikaran, the REO Regional Executive Officer, I will let him tell you because he has all of the information. So what we're going to do, we're going to go back to his desk where he will tell you all about this newly done road here at Denamstel. He'll give you all of the information that you possibly need. And again, it's just to highlight the works that the government of Guyana, the APNU AFC government, has been doing here in Region 3 to make life good for all Guyanese. So hear from Dennis Jaikaran about this road.
This road at Denamstel is a road that was done at the request of the people in Denamstel. When we started this road, and when this road was listed, the thought would have been that this road was neglected, so to speak, for over 20 years. And the people of Denamstel would have indicated to us that it is the first time such a road would have been done in an effort to have the persons being comfortable. And not only this road, if you go on the other side of it, on the eastern side, you are going to see another road that is called a Fellowship Access Road that also would have been done. So what is happening? We are doing a network of roads across Denamstel and across this region, so people can have better access to where they want to go to and better access to the main road. Many persons in Denamstel would have expressed their gratitude and thanks to the government of Guyana for all the works that we would have done in that community and across this region.
Unfortunately, that's all the time I have with you this week on this edition of West Side Story. It has been a pleasure being here with you, of course, giving you all of the information that we possibly can. Again, I can't wrap up without reminding you that everything that we've highlighted today is all in the name of the APNU AFC administration and their promise and the fact that they are living up to that promise to provide that good life for all Guyanese. Remember, West Side Story focuses on what happens here on the west side and here in Region 3. I know there are some other programs that are focusing on other regions, but we focus specifically on Region 3. So remember that all of these things are happening all across our country. Again, that's all the time I have with you this week. Thank you so very much for joining us, and obviously, of course, thank you very much to the DREO and the REO, and of course the Regional Education Officer. Thank you so very much to them for being here on West Side Story. Until next time, Guyana, I am Malika Ramsey. Thank you so very much for joining us.